Welcome to 7-Minute News. I'm Brian Neal, bringing you news from around the world. The Myanmar government has been accused of planting landmines obstructing the path of fleeing Rohingya Muslims. The borders of Kayar, Cayenne, Kachin, Rakhine, Shan, China, Bangladesh and Thailand are heavily polluted with landmines. Today, we have Simon Smith, a former landmine diffuser, here to tell us about his time in the British Territorial Army.
What do you do now in the UK Territorial Army?
I am now a combat medical technician due to my work over in Mosul and training civilian life to be a medic. I was a commando engineer and now I'm a commando medic. I was also an advanced army diver, but that qualification has now lapsed as I have pursued the medical route.
Why did you first volunteer? What countries have you been to with the TA?
Well, I started in 2000 and did my commando course in 2001. I was in Afghanistan in 2002 and the Iraq War in 2003. I was on the Pakistan earthquake release in 2004 and 2005. In Afghanistan again. I was back in Afghanistan in 2009 and 12 and then went to East Africa in 2016. I have conducted jungle training in Brunei and Arctic warfare training in Norway.
Going into your first tour, what were your opinions like about war, and has it changed now that you have experienced what war is actually like?
My opinion was that it must be a good thing if we were sent there. You know, my opinion is now, especially after Afghanistan, that it's still a good idea, but the execution is sometimes a bit lacking. But to be honest, war is just organized chaos. It paid me well and I move on. I choose not to dwell on it. It's not good for you.
What kind of training do you have to go through to be allowed to defuse a landmine? And how long does it take?
No one defuses a landmine as they can be anti-tilt and anti-lift. They just get destroyed in situ with a charge. Improvised explosive devices are different, and specialists come in to deal with them as they are basically a bomb with a pressure plate attached. I was a Burma man at the front with the metal detector in 2009 in Afghanistan, and that's pretty dangerous as we lost a few people to them. You need the bomb disposal expert to deal with an IED, same guys that default bombs in Northern Ireland.
How does the UK TA find the landmines in the first place?
Metal detector, and you watch the ground for signs of disturbance, especially if they are lower metal content. The ground sign will give them away, so you have to be switched on or you may get blown up. It's exhausting, mentally clearing for mines. Personally think landmines shouldn't be used. It's a weapon of cowards and sends injured men back home, not being able to work, and costs a lot for them all medical supplies. Thank you very much.
Today I'm here at the British International School with some Year 11s. We are going to see what it's like to walk through a minefield. First we have Arias, Gemma, Rosie, Ellen, Megan, Andrew. I'm sorry, but you died. Lost your leg, and you won't be able to work for the rest of your life. But you're dead. But you died. You died. So was it hard? Yes. How would you feel living in a country where landmines constantly threaten your life?
Very scared.
Landmines are often disguised as rocks, plants, or even butterflies. Do you think this is a fair weapon?
No, because it could hurt innocent civilians.
Yeah. Do you think landmines should be used in war?
No.
Under certain circumstances.
Like what?
Like if there are invasions to prevent invasions from other countries over borders.
Yeah, that could harm your own citizens, then
True.
it could be such an option.
How does it make you feel that mostly innocent people and children are affected, not actual people at war?
That's the point in there. Yeah.
Defeats the purpose.
Thank you for your time.
Mr. Phillips? Welcome to our interview. Today we're going to ask you about landmines. Why do you think the majority of landmines are being used by countries with a low military budget?
Landmines are used by countries with a low military budget because they are effective in a mass clearance or mass deterrent in area, and this mass deterrent on a unit basis per landmine is relatively cheap compared to personnel or compared to armoured vehicles, etc.
Do you think that using landmines is illegal? Why do you think they're illegal?
I think it should be banned from international law. It should be banned from international law due to the high casualty rate that they cause in civilians and how they stop a country using good land, especially rural agricultural land, after the conflict is finished.
I think landmines should be banned,
Yes.
even though, because look, for example, if you ban landmines, maybe there's going to be a higher chance of a new weapon being created that's even more dangerous. May not be even dangerous, but may have worse effects.
No, landmines should be banned. By banning something which is currently unsuitable for use in a war zone, I don't think that void will be taken by something worse. We should be, as a human race, looking to change that with something that would be less destructive on a human basis. Thank you
for your response.
Two Australians have been killed in Cambodia by a landmine accident. Thousands killed by landmines in Bosnia.
15,000 to 20,000 killed every year by landmines. 12-year-old girl loses both her legs to a landmine.
Every 1 in 5 landmine casualties are children.
Landmine kills 3 boys playing in an abandoned house in Ukraine.
Balkans flooding triggers landmine warnings.
America joins treaty that bans landmines.
The UK pledges £100 million to Prince Harry's campaign, the Halo Trust, against landmines. Millions of landmines around the world are undetonated and threaten the lives of too many. Landmines were made illegal in the International War Law in 1997. However, developing countries still use landmines today because they're cheap, efficient, and expedient. Landmines are a difficult adversity to solve, but we can show our support to the many that have suffered by raising awareness to the cause.
The purpose of landmines is not to kill the person who steps on it, but maim them permanently. Most of the people severely injured or killed are mainly innocent people who live around the affected area. The people trying to clear the landmines from affected countries are from non-profitable charities.
There are many ways of how to raise awareness. People can post on social media or just talk to friends and family who can continue to talk to other people. There are charities like the Halo Trust, which has information about landmines and how you can donate money for their cause.
In Bosnia.
15,000 to 20,000 killed every year by landmines. 12-year-old girl loses both her legs to a landmine.
Every 1 in 5 landmine casualties are children.
Landmine kills 3 boys playing in an abandoned house in Ukraine.
What emotions have you experienced after watching the video?
I thought it was pretty interesting because you guys actually compiled a lot of facts which I learned, and I was also really upset that since these are mostly brought in by the army to fight other nations the war, but the people that are affected are mostly innocent civilians and children and things.
The video made me feel really sad. It wasn't a topic that I knew a lot about. I knew that landmines existed, but I didn't know the extent of the harm that they could do to people. I found it really interesting.
My emotions for the video were I was quite upset because having to process all the information that you guys gave us was pretty overwhelming and stuff.
After you finished watching the video, do you think the video has actually convinced you?
Yeah, after watching it, I definitely want to look more into it and learn more about it because I think it's something that hasn't really been talked about enough.
The video did convince me because you had a lot of evidence that backed up your stuff, and it was pretty serious, which I thought was like really well done.
I believe that there should be some form of international law to ban it. I agree because it's just too much. We can't continue to let innocent people be harmed just because of war between nations. Thank you.